Fam, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a Roll Tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys. Today at 2 p.m. Central Time, you have Kaleb Edwards, who will make his official announcement. And I appreciate you being here as the news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. So here is how the show is going to work. We are going to preview the commitment. We're going to talk a little bit of recruiting. We're going to talk a little bit of college football. And then when 2 o'clock comes, we will merge into our commitment. Now, I think he is committing on his Instagram channel. So if you want to actually see him recruit, like put on his hat, then, you could pull up his Instagram channel. We'll talk about it, but definitely support these guys on their Instagram channels and wherever they're committing, whether it be another channel, whatever, like give all the love to these prospects on their big day. My name is Kyle Henderson. I appreciate you. I even got a shout out today. That's what's up, man. Yeah, there's a lot of great content creators out here. And there's a lot of great YouTube channels that are covering Alabama football or college football in general. So definitely support them. I think kind of as you move to this next world of interactive media, a lot of these paid sites are going to morph into YouTube. I think that's kind of what's happening now. You see kind of these old sites who used to live off subscriptions. Now they're giving away pretty much all of their news for free on the YouTube channel. And that's just how it is, right? I mean, you think of the 24/7s or the On3s, they are all starting their YouTube channels and gearing towards kind of what we've built here, which is cool. So definitely follow all of their great sites and great content. And of course, I appreciate you being here right here on Bama Football on YouTube. What's up, everybody inside the comment box? I see a lot of familiar names. And if you want to become a fan funder of this channel to support what I do for a living, it's only $2.99. I try to put on a really quality product for you guys, whether it's audio, the sights and sounds, the graphics, so all of that stuff. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Okay, so today at 2 p.m. you have Kaleb Edwards, who will be committing, and he will be making his announcement. And to be honest, he's been forecasted to come to Alabama. We have showcased his highlights. Let's dive in a little bit more, and that'll be the graphic if he does commit. So I want to show his highlights. Okay, so he's 6'6", 235 pounds. And look, I played these highlights this morning. And somebody inside the comment box, I think it was Conquer, one of our posters was like, he doesn't seem to have elite speed. I would agree with that. He's not a burner by any means. But I think when you get him in here, it's about development. And I think from what we can see right here, he can get faster, right? What you can't do is add more size. Like, he's 6'6", 235 pounds. And he's like 16 right here, maybe 17 when these highlights are here. I like the development of these prospects, and I think being a tight end is probably tough to get on the field right away. Same thing with a defensive tackle position. I've asked you guys before, who was the first defensive tackle to get on, as a true freshman? You guys have listed a couple names, but in terms of like a tight end, these tight ends need to get within the program and be able to get the speed, maybe get the weight. I look to comparisons for this particular prospect as kind of a Danny Lewis. This guy's a playmaker, I'm telling you. And Jarvis is saying it's a cold summer for sure, 100%. Although, I was just at Home Depot an hour or so ago, and I think the feels like here is 103 in Tuscaloosa. So, yeah, I keep on telling myself that it is, it is cold, but it is really hot. And he does have sweet hands, JG. I see you inside the comment box. Christopher, did you see my reply to that comment? I haven't seen it, man. We got a bunch of comments coming in. So what we're watching is for commitments from Kaleb Edwards, who will be announcing at 2 p.m. Kyle Henderson and Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for being here and being part of the show.
EA Sports College Football 25, back for another deep dive. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite mode, Dynasty.
So let me turn that down. As you saw, this was posted on Twitter by EA Sports, and as you know, the football game is coming out. I can't wait for it to come out. As you can see, what you're going to see is they have the 12-team playoff, which is going to be elite. I love that feature coming in. Let me ask you, inside the comment box, and we're waiting for 2 p.m., so we're going to talk some college football. We're going to talk some EA Sports. We're going to have fun with it right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Okay, look, I know. Look, I'm 40 years old, and I'm excited for this game, all right? I'm not a huge gamer. I don't even have time. If you follow me on Instagram, Mr. Kyle Henderson on Instagram, you'll see my time frame. I post it out. I don't have time for video games. I'm going to make time for this game. Let me know if you're going to be playing this game inside the comment box, the why. Are you going to be playing this game? Post why inside the comment box you're playing. And by the way, if you know it's coming out July 16th. You can get it early. I am definitely going to play it. Dear Hunter is saying, Kyle, do you think Bama was going to get a natty this year? Yeah, I've answered this before. I think so. It's going to be hard for anybody to get a natty, particularly this year. Kaylin's even going to play the game. I love it. Everybody's going to be playing the game. You know what we could do is we could set up our online dynasty. As they were saying at the beginning of this, is you can have up to 30 people compete in an online dynasty. Who wants to do the online dynasty? Bama Football on YouTube. You guys want to do it? Let's do it. All right. So we got Kaylin in here. I know Jarvis will join. I'll play. Let's do it. And what we'll do is I'm coming up with this all on the fly. What we'll do is we will come up with weekly awards based on your progress, right? Bama Productions, all right, you guys in here? All right, so that's what we'll do is we will have weekly give outs from Bama Football on YouTube based on your performance on the field. All right, I know, and if you can afford it, I'm serious because the game is, what is it, like $200 or something like that? Yeah, I don't even know. But they have all sorts of goodies that are coming out. So like recruiting, and if you've been playing it, what's up, Jason? We're waiting for at 2 p.m. is the commitment. So if you got stuff to do, or if you're waiting, you can put me on the background or whatever. It's all good. It's $90. Yeah. What's up, Robert? And then you can come back at 2 as we break down the commitment of Kaleb Edwards. Hopefully he picks Alabama. I feel like he's going to be the next prospect to commit to Alabama. He's been forecasted by all of the big dogs that cover Alabama football, whether it's 24/7, the great guys, the killer staff at On3 that they put together. I love how they've put all of their chips on 3, so I don't even think you really need to subscribe. You can just get all the information from YouTube, which they're putting out incredible content. For example, like many years ago, like something with Steve Whitfong, that would have been behind a paywall. But now they understand how many views they can get. So they have put all of that stuff for free. So you used to have to subscribe to these recruiting channels. You don't anymore. You can just go and get all of the stuff on their YouTube channel for absolute free. I love it. And it kind of shows you the power of where, these recruiting sites are. I mean, they are making copious amounts of money and different revenue streams to be able to just put all of their information out there for free. You don't need to subscribe anymore. It's all out there for free. I love it and I appreciate it. And they do a great job. So definitely support them and all the great content creators for their own channels out there in YouTube. I really love to see it. And I think they're all doing such a great job. So this game is coming out, and as you can see, you can customize your conferences. This is something that the last game had as well. You see the 2 teams left in the Pac-12. That's really sad. But overall, you can go back to the old format with the Pac-12. You can play a 12-team tournament format. You can change. Did you see the number of conference games? 12. They have recruiting. They have the transfer portal. They have everything within this game that we've been wanting, really. I think they did a fine job, not only on the details, but they have the transfer portal, recruiting. You have to build your recruiting class. There's in-season recruiting. I mean, there's so much that goes into the game. And I think, like I said, you can do like a 30-team dynasty. So 2 p.m., that is when we are waiting for the commitment of Kaleb Edwards. This is just kind of some snapshots from EA Sports that they had this morning. You can start off your career as an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator. You can, of course, be the head football coach. And you get like special skill sets like the tactician for if you're a head football coach, and you can add different skill sets. So we appreciate you guys coming in. Let me ask you guys, everybody coming in to the show, who thinks that Kaleb Edwards will commit to Alabama football? When you're reading your recruiting sites and reading the headlines, give me a Y inside the comment box if you think that Kaleb Edwards will commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide today. Bombs has said, Bombs, what's up? It's good to see you, Bombs. I appreciate you being here. Colin is saying the unemployment rate will escalate with NCAA football. For sure. I was just talking with someone about that. I'd be like, people are going to literally stop and to play this game, right? They're going to like quit their jobs. Bombs, it's good to see you. I appreciate you. Bama Productions, I see you inside the comment box. Colin is saying yes to Kaleb Edwards committing. And there's a bunch of Kaleb, so it was like Kaleb Edwards, and then there's Kaleb Cunningham, right? So let's go to a couple different graphics that I have prepared for you today. So who else is on commitment watch? You're like, all right, Kyle, we get it. Kaleb Edwards probably leaning towards Alabama. So he is a 4-star out of California. And dang it, I need to update this 5th star. This is Kaleb Cunningham, who's a 5-star out of Mississippi. You guys remind me to do that, all right? Someone post it inside the comment box. And then you have AK Deer. So when are these guys committing, Kyle? That's what you're asking me, right? Well, there is no point in time right now where in terms of a commitment status for Kaleb Cunningham nor AK Deer. I think this could happen at any point in time. So these guys are also on commitment watch. I don't even know if they will be next in line after Kaleb Edwards. Let me ask somebody inside the comment box. The comment box is called, I know, thank you, Christopher. Update Cunningham's graphic. Post it like inside at the bottom of the video. Yes. No, you know what, Seth? I posted AK Deer that he was a 5-star, and then I went and researched it. He's a 4-star. So, but I think when he's said and done, he will be a 5-star. So I'm with you on that. But I appreciate you guys' help, and I do all the graphics myself. So if there's some errors or whatever, like, and I promise you that I definitely am blessed at a lot of skill sets. But in terms of like spelling and some of the editing, I'm still trying to work on that craft. So I need to up my game in a lot of different areas, and I understand that. So I appreciate you guys here being here. 2:00 is when Kaleb Edwards will announce his decision on where he is going. Robert Hill saying all these are 5-stars. I think a lot of these guys at the end of the day will probably be 5-stars. What we're watching at 2 p.m. is Kaleb Edwards, who is a 4-star, and like Robert is saying that he is going to be a 5-star. Caitlin, do you like this? So, Caitlin, thank you so much. Henry in with a 2 spot. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Caitlin, I put this on full screen because when I was looking at when I had myself on the camera along with the graphics, it seemed like it was a little bit smaller. So I went to a full screen format in terms of the kind of the editing and how this is looking. So I appreciate you guys. Bammer Productions, can we do a call in? Yes, we will do a call in soon. I promise you guys. The call in line will be back, and I just been kind of rolling with it, and I appreciate you guys asking about the call in line. So on the right, you can see that he is RPM to Bama. I didn't even see who was like the other contender. I think he is just going to get, it's Bama. What'll be interesting about this is the fact that he will be the 6th commitment from the state of California if he does pick Alabama. Deer Hunter 175, what's up? Kyle, do you think Kalen DeBoer brings in 35 to 40 recruits by 2025? I don't know. I saw people are always asking about how many he's going to take in terms of the numbers and the volumes, and again at 2 p.m. we're waiting for Kaleb Edwards to announce his college decision. I don't know how many he's going to take in this class. Everything, I used to be one of those people that was like worried about the numbers and how it was all going to make sense. But Andrew Bone, he told me, he's been covering Alabama for like 20 years. He was like, never worry about the numbers. It's like, just don't. It'll always work out. And I was like, that's it. And it always does work out. So I have no idea. They're so creative in terms of getting everybody in, getting the bodies in. If you guys could take a minute and hit the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here right here on Bama Football on YouTube. My name is Kyle Henderson. At 2 p.m., we are on commitment watch for Kaleb Edwards. So I don't know in terms of the numbers how many guys are going to get, but I do think, and I asked my morning crew this as well, if you think that Alabama is going to make a run for the number one spot in terms of the overall recruiting rankings, I think 100% yes. With Daxie, what's up? I appreciate it. What are your thoughts on Ty Haywood chances to Florida State? He didn't seem super enthusiastic about the interview he did, but he said that he would be in his top 2. I think with Ty Haywood, look, he's a 5-star offensive lineman out of the state of Texas, and I think with him, I think it'll come down to Keelan Russell recruiting him. Honestly, I think he's from Texas. Ty Haywood's from Texas. Look, Florida State has something really good going on, but it is nothing in terms of what Alabama has going on. I think Mike Norvell has done an incredible job building up Florida State. You guys have heard me talk about Florida State many different times, but overall, they've done a great job. He has put their program back where it needs to be. Now, they're not elite like Alabama, but they're good. But I think if you want the brand exposure and you want to be able to compete against the best every single day, then Alabama is your route and is your ticket. And that is something that Coach Kalen DeBoer is still selling here at Alabama. And he's a good coach. He's a damn good coach. I didn't like a lot of how he acted towards the back end of the year, but whatever. And I think, honestly, he was probably in consideration to come to Alabama. Like, he was definitely on the hot board. I don't know if it was Dan Lanning, but I think since kind of the dust has settled, it seems like Mike Norvell had a shot, or at least was going to get a call from Alabama, which I'm not surprised. I mean, he's a hell of a coach. I just don't think they are, in terms of the branding, they're not what they once were, and Alabama is still that. Okay, so we talked about this. Caleb Cunningham, as you can see, there you go. He's a 5-star. This is On3's graphic. He is a 5-star, and he is favored to commit to Alabama. Again, we don't know when he will commit, but he is the number 1 player in the state of Mississippi. And then you also have A.K. Deer. People asking about A.K. Deer. He was committed to Ole Miss for a while, but then Ole Miss started losing prospects. I'm not sure why they started losing prospects, but this one I think is going to work out in Alabama's favor. Again, I think someone just put in a crystal ball or RPM for A.K. Deer, but I think it's just kind of a waiting game in terms of him announcing that he has, I guess you would still call it a flip at this point in time, because he did decommit, and then if he commits, I don't know. Do we call it a flip, fam? Do we call it a flip if A.K. Deer commits to Alabama, or do we just say he's now committed to Bama? I don't know. 9 minutes, like Chris is saying, 2 p.m. is when Kaleb Edwards will announce where he is committing to. As you look at the On3 recruiting rankings, I think I took this a couple days ago. What was this, yesterday? So maybe the rankings have shifted around a little bit, but as you can see up at the top, see, Brock, I'm with you. I call it a flip as well, right? I think it'd be a flip. Thank you, Neil. Okay, so we're calling it a flip. Thank you. I say he flipped because he went to Bama when he was committed to Ole Miss. That's it, right? That's how we're making the reasoning with that. And then he flipped because he loved Robert Gillespie in the running back room, and Daniel Hill's calling for him, who's also from Mississippi. That's why we're calling it a flip. All right, now it makes sense. Thank you, fam. All right, so you have Ohio State up at the top, and as you can see, Alabama currently just has 1 5-star. And who's Dejon Lee, who committed a couple days ago. I think that Keelan Russell will be a 5-star. There's 2. I think if you get Caleb Cunningham, there's 3, right? Now you're tied with Ohio State. Plus you have more 4-stars than them. You jump up to the number 1 spot in the recruiting rankings, okay? Ohio State's probably going to get a couple others, but if Alabama is able to get a Ty Haywood, maybe a Naheem Oford, who's also a 5-star, there's 2 more 5-stars. Give me another 5-star, fam. Who else do you think you could commit? Maybe a like Chris is saying, AK Deer could maybe be a 5-star when all is said and done. There's 6 5-stars. So, I mean, man, could Alabama get 6, 7 5-stars? Probably. And you know what? Like Chris is saying inside the comment box, man, Derek Meadows is, Kalik Lockett. There you go. Thank you. Kalik Lockett. That's 7 5-stars. Okay. That and we're not just kind of wishing on a star. Like, these are names that are certainly in play for Alabama. So I think maximum, I think Alabama could maybe get, at the end of the day, 7 5-stars. Okay? And like Max is saying, we can't count our chickens just yet, but still, 7 5-stars are certainly being play for Alabama. My goodness, that is just wild. Klink is saying On3 reports is trying to recruit 2 5-stars. Who are they? Oh, and did you see that Hayes Fawcett, the guy, he crushes it for On3. He just tweeted out like eyeballs. What, I don't know what that means. Usually he like shakes up, the world of college football. Now he owns the pulse of college football. He's like, I don't know if he's even 21. He does such a great job. His graphics are fire. Let's look back at the June commitments real quick. Bama in June was absolutely ice cold in terms of cold being good. Dejon Lee, the 5-star out of California. You got Dawson Merritt, who committed out of Kansas. You have Micah DeBose out of L.A. No, that's not Cali. That is Lower Alabama. Jackson Lloyd, offensive lineman, out of Cali. London Simmons, a 3-star defensive lineman. Just 6 minutes until we find out where Kaleb Edwards is going. We'll bring that to you right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We have 316 in. I appreciate it. If you're just joining us, give a roll tide inside the comment box. Kind of previewing Alabama's recruiting class and talking some this and that before Kaleb Edwards does announce, and then we will talk about his commitment if he does pick Alabama here at 2 p.m. And you never know. You say 2 p.m. and it could be a few minutes after. So, and if you want to watch it, I believe you're probably doing on Instagram. So please go support his channel and give him all the love. You can hype us up here as well. We appreciate you. Alex Osperoff, he's a 3-star punter. You can go off the Cole Kicking Academy special teams rankings. I think he's like the number 2 punter in the country. Mal Waldrip out of Phoenix City. Look at June was crazy. Let me ask you this, fam, okay? In terms of like recruiting on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, what would you say that that recruiting was for Alabama in June? I don't even, usually I stick to my scale, but I'm gonna say an 11. An 11 out of 10. B-Rad is saying Justin Hill to Bama. I don't know if things have slowed down with Justin Hill. I don't know. Jarvis is backing me up with an 11. Jeff is saying, I heard we had a better chance of getting Cunningham instead of Moore. That's what On3 was saying. Huh, interesting. Caitlin saying 100% in terms of, being hot, I think. Christopher is saying June was definitely a 9.5. Marshall saying 11 plus. Randy, what's up? We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Robert Hell is saying 15 out of 10. And we got just 4 more minutes until we find out where Kaleb Edwards will announce to. The guys who started it all, I'm telling you, was Keelan Russell, right? The bottom right of your screen. As soon as he committed, what's up, Tommy? I see you. Timothy Tidwell. Heath, what's up? Samuel, 20 out of 10. JJ Barrow is saying, what's up? 346 viewers. Let's go. We got the fam in here. We are waiting till 3 more minutes. Kaleb Edwards will make his announcement. I asked this earlier. It's a fun game to play. We're passing the time. I asked the morning crew this. I'm curious for you guys to double dip, or if you're new and you didn't see the show this morning, will you please help me with this, okay? It's fun. It creates interaction. I like to ask you guys questions. Who is the key recruiter right now for Alabama out of these 3 options? Go ahead and type inside the comment box. Is it Ryan Williams? Is it Jamarcus Shepard? Or is it Courtney, my man Morgan? Or, you know what? I could have added, and this would have been the great thing for It Spells Cab. This would have been a great poll option, right, for you guys. Let me see if I could add a poll. Could I add a poll? Oh, I can add a poll. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to ask a poll. Key recruiter right now. Make sure I can spell everything correctly. All right. I'm adding a poll right now. You guys answer, and then you guys vote, okay? I'm just going to put Shep. And then I'm going to put Courtney Morgan too. I didn't know you could add a poll in here. Dope. All right. And it says key recruiter. All right. Right now, the poll starts in 3, 2, 1. Again, we're waiting for Kaleb Edwards to start. And here we go. You guys start the poll. The poll has been added right now. You guys go vote. And hopefully I can see the vote. Okay, so right now we're waiting for the vote, and I'm asking you right now, type A for Ryan Williams, Jamarcus Shepard, or Courtney Morgan in terms of who is their key recruiter. So far, 65%, 62%, 61% is saying Courtney Morgan. It looks like this is a really good race. So right now, Courtney Morgan is starting to run away with it, 59% out of 71 votes. And then you have Ryan Williams. Okay, we got a $4.99 super chat. We appreciate that as well. You got Jamarcus Shepard in at 9%, and it's floating back to Courtney Morgan at 61%. These are all great choices, right? We appreciate Max One. We appreciate you for subscribing to Bama Football on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. And that the poll speaks for itself. Courtney Morgan is your winner in terms of the key recruiter, and it is 2 p.m. So we are waiting. God, look at this photo. This is so dope. I showed these photos earlier today. This is Malachi Moore. We're waiting on Kaleb Edwards to announce. So as soon as he does that, we'll bring that to you guys right here on Bama Football on YouTube. You can go support him, Kaleb Edwards, on his Instagram channel. I'm not sure if he's going to go live. Sometimes they do go live and support the players. I appreciate you guys. 435 in, and look at these photos, okay? At any moment, Kaleb Edwards should announce. And he has committed to Alabama. It is just in. All right, huge. Give a roll tide inside the comment box, fam. All right, give a roll tide inside the comment box. Kaleb Edwards has committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kaleb Edwards, what a huge slam dunk. Give a roll tide inside the comment box. Kaleb Edwards commits to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Picked Alabama today. He is a 6th commitment from California. 6'6", 235 pounds. And he's in. And man, you got to love his highlights and what he is bringing to the table. Let's run the tape one more time. I'm going to show you the Cali commits, because there is now 6 commitments from the state of California. And I appreciate you guys being here. I know you guys could be a lot of different places, but you choose to be right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Gives me energy. It is a cold summer. Go ahead and post a cold emoji inside the comment box and go ahead and welcome Kaleb Edwards to the Alabama Crimson Tide. 6'6", 235 pounds, out of the state of California. Look, I love his hands. I think he'll come in and he'll provide production. I think eventually he's going to place a player like Danny Lewis. Danny Lewis is a guy that currently is on roster who's 6'6", 255 pounds that you probably don't know about. And when you get a player in like this, like think about the players that Alabama is getting and adding to their roster, whether it be their wide receivers, whether it be their quarterbacks, whether it be their offensive linemen, okay? We're just talking offense right now. You are seeing elite athleticism. And I think when you look to this particular prospect of Kaleb Edwards, you're going to see somebody that can get developed to be a tight end that already has the hands. You're going to work on his speed. And I don't know where he's going to end up in terms of the 4 or 5 star. I'm not worried about that with tight ends, because I think tight ends need development. But I think overall the soft hands and the fact that he can bounce off these kids at the high school, he must be a menace. Can you imagine going up against a guy like this in terms of at the high school level, right? I just throw it to him all game. I don't even know how many passes he caught last year. I'm sure it was 1 million, right? So man, let me show you guys this. This is I love this next graphic right here, okay? Cali commits. The Cali pipeline, okay? Thumbs up for the graphic, all right? Back there, that's Manhattan Beach. Who's been to Manhattan Beach, right? I used to live out in Redondo, not far from Manhattan. But you have the Cali commits, okay? Kaleb Edwards. You have Dejon Lee, defensive back. You have Chuck McDonald, defensive back. You have Alex Oshbroff, the punter. And you have Abdul Sanders, right? And you have Jackson Lloyd. The Cali commit, man, bring them. Bring them over here, okay? I love what Coach Kalen DeBoer has been able to do. He's been able to keep that Cali connection. He has West Coast ties. There's nothing wrong with it. I think when you talk states that play elite high school football, Florida, Texas, and California. Coach Saban camped out in the state of Florida. Okay, Alabama does not have a commitment from Florida just yet. I know they're looking at a couple still, but they are doing work in California. And I don't think they're done in California, right? I mean, you see today they land Kaleb Edwards, who's a 4-star prospect. Wow, big-time pickup for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let me know what you guys think about Kaleb Edwards committing to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Just a huge pickup today for Alabama once again, as Kaleb Edwards does announce to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Look at these photos. These guys are just absolute monsters. Okay, so one more time, and I appreciate you guys joining me today right here on the show. We have 369 viewers, and I know you guys got stuff to do. So if you guys want to bounce out, I have some stuff to do today as well. But here's who is on. Before you go, okay, let's celebrate one more time. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Continue to support the product. And here are the guys that are forecasted to commit to Alabama. I don't know if these guys will be next or not, but here's who else is on commitment watch. You got Caleb Cunningham, A.K. Deere, two very talented prospects actually out of the state of Mississippi. Can't wait for these guys to get here. Who you got on board today? Kaleb Edwards, big-time target, 6'6", 240 pounds, El Dorado Hills, California. We're looking at Caleb Cunningham, who was a 5-star on On3, the number 1 player in Mississippi. And then A.K. Deere, another player that just decommitted from Ole Miss, and the number 2 player out of Mississippi. I mean, it has been incredible to see Alabama, and these rankings will be updated. So tomorrow when I have my show, 7:30 in the morning, you guys can come back and we'll chop it up and we'll talk about the rankings, where Alabama is. Now they just added their 15th 4-star. Did you guys hear what I said? 15th 4-star. Just a really big pickup for Alabama. I love this is my favorite graphic so far. I know it's not that fancy, but still it looks nice. Kaleb Edwards, Dejon Lee, Chuck McDonald, Alex Oshbroff, Abdul Sanders, Jackson Lloyd. Big pickup for the Crimson Tide. Look, I'm happy to talk Alabama football with you. This was a huge pickup. 5-star saying he reminds me of Gronk. And no timetable in terms of the next commitments. I haven't seen anything out there. By the way, if you're just joining us, he did commit. Kaleb Edwards did commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide. He just committed at 2 p.m. There's no commitment time frame right now. I think when you kind of look to the next prospects that could commit, there's probably a handful. I don't know who it's going to be, but I think Kaleb Cunningham. If my gut had to say something, I would probably say A.K. Deere. I just feel that A.K. Deere is going to commit. And let me ask you something before I bounce out. You like that graphic too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. How do you feel about this Cali connection? I love it personally, right? Going back to Cali. Does anybody know what that is? Yesterday was the first of the month, right? Wake up. It's the first of the month, right? And I'm going back to Cali. Hey, well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. As Alabama has just landed another commit. Give a Roll Tide inside the comment box. I really appreciate you guys supporting me right here on the YouTube channel, whether that's thumbs up, whether you're becoming a fan funder at $2.99, super chats, whatever. You guys stay cold, right? And even though it's hot out here, it's cold on the recruiting front. Gigantic pickup for the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. Look, Bam Productions like, don't in the stream. I'll be around. Whenever you commit, I'll be there. But man, what an amazing start to the month of July, bringing in Kaleb Edwards. Who do you think will be next? Let me know inside the comment box. Max Tooney saying, yikes, earplugs for sure. Thank you so much. Roll Tide to you, fam. I appreciate you being here. See you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. We will definitely talk more Alabama football. We'll preview who's next. We'll continue to talk about this cold summer, and we will talk as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Stay blessed. Be good people. Treat each other well. Support all the great content creators out there. There's so many people doing great Alabama football content. There's some great channels that organizations have just went all in, right? Like, you don't got to subscribe anymore. Everything's on YouTube. So go support your favorite YouTube content creators. And I appreciate you giving me some time today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. From beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Big time pickup today as Kaleb Edwards commits to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tune in next time, and I'll catch up with you guys right